On this episode of Pass It Down Garage, the Mustang's finally painted. So the Mustang finally has paint on it. Last weekend, Gage and I and my father went over to the shop and we spent a lot of time prepping and cleaning the car. Had a good time, found a lot of extra stuff that we had to fix, which kind of bummed us out. I got a little upset just because I'm running out of paint. I was originally using a PPG color and it's been mixed and ready to shoot for a long time. It still sprays fine. It's just one of those deals where I wasn't working on the car and I had a buddy who wanted the bike painted and he liked the color, so I decided to use some of that paint to paint the bike, and then it just goes in a circle and comes around and bites you in the end, because now I sit there and I look and I only have 2.5 quarts of paint and I need about 3.5 to be able to paint the shell of the car. So I finally found a paint code that's very, very close to the one that I had. It's almost perfect, except for it just has a little bit more coarse of a pearlescent in it. Color actually looks really good. I like it a lot. It's got a nice flop to it. But it's just one of those deals where now I have to repaint everything that I've already done. So it sucks, but it's going to be fresh paint. It's going to be cleaner. It's going to give me the excuse to go ahead and fix little dents and things that otherwise I wouldn't have done, because now that I'm actually have seen the car with some color on it and good clear, I'm excited. So at first I was like, oh, it's not a show car, it's going to be a race car slash street car, which it is. Now it's to the point where it's like, if I'm there, I might as well go ahead and clean it up and make it look nice. So that's where we're at. We do have some video of Gage and Dad cleaning up the car and doing some work to it, along with some pictures and slideshows. So we got the back end all put together on the Mustang right now. Just repainted the deck lid, quarter extensions, got the balance on, put the new bumper on. It's looking pretty good so far. When I painted the doors, I ran out of the paint, so I ended up having to choose a color that was very similar. That's the blue that's on the quarter panel and everything else. But the door, you can see it's just a tiny tad different than what was original. So I ended up having to repaint the fenders and some more pieces. There was some PDR stuff that I found that I'm gonna have to do on it. We've got the fender on the other side. It's all mounted up and it is wet sanded and ready to be painted. Of course, the door has to still be wet sanded on this side, as well as a couple of PDR spots that we have to do. But right now we're looking good. Hopefully we can get it painted this weekend, and we'll show you a video of it when it's all done. So we have the car in the booth. It's already been all wet sanded. Went ahead and put a little bit of primer on some of the bare metal spots. We'll let that dry, and then I'm going to scuff it up and do a little bit of block sanding on it to make sure it's smooth. And then I'm ready to go ahead and paint and clear coat the door and fenders and the headlight buckets. Then once those are done and clear coated and I do a full cure bake, I'm going to unmask the entire car. Then I'm going to prep it and mask it again, and I'm going to clear coat the entire car. Once I do 2 coats of clear coat and the bake on that, I'm done. Alright, the bake just got done. Got the clear coat on. Looks alright. We got a couple of dirt nibs or whatever, but that's fine. We'll be able to get that taken care of on the final buff stages and sand. So these all clear coated and ready to go. Now I just gotta unmask it and then clear coat the roof and the quarter panels and the trunk again, and there we go. So the paint is just about done, and is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. Do I want it perfect? No, not really. See, I feel that if I were to spend more time to make the paint perfect and make it more of a show quality, then if something were to happen to it, if my son or my daughter or anybody were to accidentally scratch or something like that, I'd be extremely pissed off. But if the paint's not perfect and it's good enough, then if something like that happens, I will think to myself, you know, hey, it's not perfect, it's not a show car, so I'm going to be very happy with the way that it looks. I know that. You know, when you're close up onto it, are you going to find imperfections in certain spots? Yes, but that's part of it. And at least to have the satisfaction that I painted it myself and I did all the body work and everything myself, it's well worth it, because I was originally thinking about having someone else paint it. I was going to pay someone to do it, and they literally talked me into me doing it myself. So I'm grateful that they actually did that, because now I have that satisfaction. And of course, it's kind of hindsight, you know, if it's not perfect and the people say, hey, that's a terrible paint job, I did it. So you know, but it's an excuse of, hey, it's my first car painting and I did it on my own, and I didn't have to pay all that extra money to have it done. If I paid someone and it looked like crap or something, then that'd be a different story. Then they'd be like, man, you're dumb for paying that guy. But anyways, I'm happy with the way the paint's turning out. I love the color. I had a problem with running out of my old paint color, so I had to choose a different one, and it's very close, but I actually like it more. It's a little bit deeper of a blue. It has a little bit more of a flop to it, and I think it's just an all-around better color, so things worked out for the best. So it's only been 22 years since I started this project when I was 15 or 16 years old, and it's all coming to a head now, and it's almost kind of surreal that the car is finally today going to have paint on it, and I'm getting closer to being finished with this project. I'm excited. I can't wait. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. It's a goal I've had since I was like little. I mean, ever since Dad wrecked the car, I wanted to get it done and be able to drive it, ride in it, and enjoy it again. Still got some suspension stuff and some transmission stuff I want to do to it. Got some interior pieces I need to order, but for the most part, I've got all the parts to put it all back together. So my goal of having it done by next spring looks like it should actually come to fruition. So we'll see.